Okay, Tapa, good luck.
Thank you. The same to you.
Ay bundan başlandı. Başlandı.
Tamam. Tamam. Still is not. Pop. Pop. Okay, Tapa, I will be back in 5 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Shahzoda, Shahzoda, can you share your screen, please? Is it visible?
Yes, we can see it all.
Please do not draw to our PPT, dear teachers.
Parangis, please delete them. Okay. I guess we can begin, yeah? Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. How nice to see all of you here today as well as you are participating at all of our webinar speaking class from the beginning. Thank you very much for your attention. Today, we have a very special topic. Imagine you began your academic year, new academic year, and it seems to you that your listening classes are not so interesting. When you are playing some recording to your students, they get bored easily. Have you ever thought why? Because sometimes when we provide our students with listening and they just listen to it and complete, it seems to them that it's not so interesting, all the time the same thing. Okay, what is the solution of this problem? Of course, teaching listening in a very creative way. If you organize your listening lessons in a very creative way by incorporating not only a lot of activities but also some technology, you will rock this listening lesson, of course, and your students will learn a lot as well as they will be eager to have this listening lesson. Okay, for this you should of course participate this webinar about how to teach listening creatively, which will be delivered by our team members who are Yakut Sharipova, Parangiz Mamadiva, and Shahzoda Jurayeva. Guys, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now begin.
So, welcome again, our dear participants, and I'm Yakut Sharipova.
I'm
and,
Madiva.
I'm Shahzad Juraiva.
and we are going to start, we are ready to start our webinar on the topic of teaching listening creativity. So, to begin this, we would like to question you, what ways of teaching, what creative ways of teaching listening do you know or do you use in your classroom? Would you like to share your experiences, dears?
The attendees, please be active. You are welcome to provide your opinions.
May we begin?
Yes, Ranahan.
Good day for everyone. One of the creative ways of teaching listening, we should do pre-listening activities. For example, before doing listening, pupils should get acquainted with the task, what is asked, or with the words which are unknown, or what is asked, or and to predict what will be what should be done or what will be asked during the listening. This is one of the way.
Okay, so you want to say that preparing listening activities are one of the creative ways of teaching listening. Good job. And some of you already wrote in our chat room that songs in a creative way or songs also. And what else? What other activities do you consider that are creative and we can, and our classes enjoy with this class, with these activities?
Can I add something?
Uh-huh.
Hello, everyone. I'm very happy. One of the most creative ways of teaching listening task is doing comprehensive tests. For example, when we fulfilled all the tasks and for instance, when I made it, so I had an experience. I read 4 or 5 comprehension tests after tasks completed, and they had they had circles, they had squares, the shapes, different shapes like ABC. For A answer, they should have lifted the circle. For B, they should have lifted the square. And for C, triangle. For example, I would read the choices, ABC, and they would lift up their answers in that way.
Mm-hmm. Very wonderful, very creative. And do we have any volunteers? Any volunteers? If you are shy to speak, you may share your answers via our chat box, and we may read it from. Okay, so Farangis, would you like to share your poll results right now?
Choices, ABC, and they would lift up their answers in that way.
Mm-hmm. Very wonderful, very creative. And do we have any volunteers? Any volunteers? If you are shy to speak, you may share your answers via our chat box.
Dear participants, can we ask you to switch off your microphones when you are not speaking? You are following on YouTube as well.
Would you like to share your poll results right now?
Okay, Farangis, you can continue.
Farangis.
Okay,
That's
guys. Here the results of poll that we posted yesterday. As you see, the top answer is with 36%. Make the recording and the tasks as authentic as possible. Yes, my suggestion is it's okay and it's very creative to provide authentic materials for students, but make sure that your students are not getting bored from the lessons or from the. In the second point, with 32%, here is coming the using setting the scene, introducing the character, pre-teaching vocabulary. It's also okay, but why using too much vocabulary over and over again, it will be not comprehensible in the context. Keep learning words by heart. They won't have understanding in their reading or in their listening. In the third place, as you say, here is coming the two options. Setting a listening task which directs them to an overall gist understanding of the passage and use plenty of recorded material. Okay, let's back to the first answer. They, coming from this poll, today we have created several activities that can meet the poll's needs. Let's say your needs, teacher's needs. So let's begin and let's see and let's analyze these poll's answers during our session. So, Shahzada, can you move on? Here, Shahzada will explain the rest, the differences between online and offline teaching listening in a creative way. Shahzada, can you hear us?
Thank you, Farangit. So I hope that I'm audible. Now let's think about teaching listening skills in online and offline lessons. So when you teach a listening lesson online, the structure of the lesson is likely to be the same as face-to-face classes. But there are some differences as well, which we should take into consideration while conducting the lessons. So now we're going to address a question to you. So what kind of the similarities and differences we know about online and offline listening classes? So any volunteers?
Dear participants, try to be active because you are also teachers and we would like to exchange our experience with yours and we would like to listen you as well. And it
Okay,
will be
may I speak?
Yes.
Hello, everyone. I am Qosam. So I think there is a big difference between online and offline listening tasks, which is teachers cannot control their students' way of doing their tasks because maybe teacher want to listen the listening task only one time. However, in online listening tasks, they cannot control their students' work, whether they are listening this one time or more time than the asked.
So you think that this is different?
So, Shahzada, some of our participants asked to repeat the question. Can you repeat the question one more time, please?
So now we are going to differentiate teaching listening classes online and offline. So what are the similarities and differences between them? So we know that we can create listening activities in our classroom and of course in online lessons. So is it clear now?
Okay, now be active, please. Be active. Yes, yes.
Yes, in online listening, the student yourself can listen the task without no.
I think Qasim is having...
Nobody can in a classroom. They may be disrupted by their course mates or by other people.
Okay, so thank you very much, Qasim, for your answer. So now I'm going to show you some differences between online and offline classes. So first of all, as you said, it's the teacher's role in both two types. So first of all, in online lessons, teaching lessons, listening. So live listening activities can be implemented, which means that teacher can be the listening source. We know that online learners mostly listen to the teacher. So for this reason, teachers can become as a source. So, and teacher can exploit talking time into listening practice. So how? For example, they can just explain or describe one of the family members for lower level students, right? So they can describe one of their family members and beforehand they can set a task and ask them, so you should take notes or write down four different adjectives or four sentences describing this person, which I described. So this can be like exploiting talking time to listening practice. Or beforehand, teacher can provide vocabulary, yes, important vocabulary for students. And another thing is using recorded material. So this can be the similarity because we can use these recorded materials in both offline and online classes. However, one thing we should, as a teachers, take into consideration the using platform. So for example, we are teaching via Zoom or WebEx or any kind of platform, we need to take into consideration is this material, audio or video material available or can be heard by listeners, by learners. So beforehand, you can check it with your family members, attending them as a learner. So here you can see the similarities. The framework of the lesson is the same because in both types, you will have the same framework. You will have the activities which are pre, while, and pause. So you should provide pre-tasks, following it with while activity, and at the end, follow-up activities such as speaking task or analysis of language. So these are the similarities of online and offline listening activities or teaching listening. So here also you can see the table. So, and also providing model, which is important in offline classes. So you can distribute for lower level students dialogue or transcript of the dialogue beforehand, or after listening, they can just combine or integrate it with the speaking. So after listening, they can see the model and they can produce their own this speaking activity, like making dialogue themselves or role plays. And practice. This is the same thing for both types. So now, Monsieur, can you just continue with our main activity?
Yeah. Okay. So it's high time to practice, I think. And now you're going to listen for sentences. And your task is to write down word by word all the sentences that you hear. And so you will listen the recording 2 times, remember? And are you ready? Can you confirm that you are ready? So, Miss Charlotte, can you put on the recording, please?
You and I are not very different from this flower. Just like this flower is unique, you are unique. All of us has something special that makes us as beautiful. Do you know what makes you special?
So was it audible?
Yes, Shasla, it was.
Okay, so please listen one more time and check your notes.
Yokut, can you explain what to do once more again?
Okay, so your task is to write down word by word all 4 sentences you hear. Is the task clear, dears?
And guys, please get your pen and paper ready quickly if you couldn't for the first time. Shahzada, hold on.
Yes.
You and I are not very different from this flower. Just like this flower is unique, you are unique. All of us has something special that makes us as beautiful. Do you know what makes you special?
So, and could you manage to write? And can you share the first sentence that you wrote down? So iPhone already if I shared all 4 sentences. Good job. It's high time to check. Wonderful iPhone. You have good listening ability. So Shahzad, can you press the sentences? The first sentence, as it was mentioned in our chat box, you and I are not very different from this flower. Just like this flower is unique, you are unique. All of us have something special that makes us as beautiful. Do you know what makes you special? And by the way, dears, do you know what makes you special? Can you share the thing that makes you special?
Our
Guys,
qualities, I guess.
Good. How about others?
Individuality, character.
Character.
Yes.
And my
Our
smile.
temper.
Somebody said, Maftuna Hidirve said that her smile makes her special. How about others? Aspects, good.
Ability, maybe.
Abilities, good job. So we all are special. And I'm so happy that you recognize your specialties. Good job. So, Shahzada, can you turn to the next? Shahzada.
Is it visible?
So, yes. Okay, and the next part of activity, you have listened to a piece of recording from inspiration, from motivational speech, and it's hard time to guess. Can you guess the rest of the speech? What about the speech? And you may just write down or may take notes or kind of organize mind map in your papers. Hello, can you guess the rest of the speech? So, Ulugh Kirgashev said that it's about way of thinking, or I think he said that his way of thinking makes him special. Come on. Can you guess the rest of the speech?
Malika Kazakova, can you please answer to the rest of the speech? Yes. Maftuna Hidirva.
Okay, dear teachers, dear participants, can you guess the rest of the speech? Can you guess the rest content of the video? What about the video?
Mr. Sardor instructor, can you help us to find out the rest of the speech? Monsieur Good. We have very introvert teachers today.
Yeah, so they are busy with writing the things that they make them special, like their dreams. Yourself, I'm thinking, yes, the question is very interesting, but they're asking, like, can you guess the rest of the speech? Can you guess the rest, the idea of the video? What about the video is going to be? So you have already watched the part, you have already listened to the part. Okay, Umida Gyasova said that it's about personality, it's about, Nipon said it's motivation. Hilala Batirova says perhaps it's about dreams. Okay, good job. So would you like to know to know the whole content of the video? So we are ready to share the video with you, and we will keep on our discussion. So Shahzada.
Dhananjaya Hediarachi, I see something. I see something. Dhananjaya Hediarachi.
You and I are not very different from this flower. Just like this flower is unique, you are unique. All of us has something special that makes us as beautiful. Do you know what makes you special? Now, the answer to that can be a little difficult to find because sometimes life has a cruel way of picking out your petals, breaking you in two, and throwing you into the trash. And when you're broken, it's very difficult to feel special. Mr. Contest Chair, my fellow flowers, I can remember the first time I broke. I was 17 years old. I had already flunked high school and managed to get myself arrested. Now, I wasn't afraid of the cops, but there was one person I was very afraid of, and that was my mama. Raise your hand if you have an emotional mother. Let me see. Put them all together, you get mama. I can hear her scream outside the police station. Even the cops were afraid. She came up to me, held the iron bars, looked into my eyes, and I saw a tear coming down her face. Now, I've seen my mama cry before, but mothers cry 3 types of tears. Tears of joy, tears of sorrow, and tears of shame. And when a son sees a mother cry tears of shame, that's a life-changing moment. She looked at me and said, "Son, I want you to be a better man." That night, when I drove home, my dad was waiting for me at home. Now, my dad is a cool dad. Raise your hand if you have a cool dad. Put them all together, you get my dad. My dad came up to me and said, "Son, it's okay. You flunked your exams. You already got arrested. That's fine. You get that from your mother's side. I want you to start working immediately." And I said, "Okay." So my dad took me to meet one of his friends called Sam. Now, Sam was an accountant who had an accounting firm and had generously decided to make me his personal assistant.
So now, Ms. Yakut, I guess we had to stop it.
So, dears, we hope you have enjoyed, and we will share the video, all the materials with you in our Telegram channel. Don't worry, and you will have enough time to enjoy them after this webinar. Okay, and Shahzada, Farangis.
So let me explain what did we learn right now. In the first part, we asked you just listen and take notes or provide your mind maps for yourselves. Here we used the active listening part of the listening. And in the last, you watched the video itself without taking notes or without finishing your mind maps. Here we use it passive listening. In the active listening part, teachers should teach how to write while listening to learners. It means that it doesn't matter what type of behavior you have your learners. You have to make them to write, or at least to make them to do 2 tasks. Write, listen, write and listen. In the second, develop their unbreakable concentration, which means in the brackets, here is you can see the explanation of this. This takes practice, but you can easily make your students do that at home. Just ask them, put on a listening and English recording and make them practice, ignoring any distractions for the next 25 and 30 minutes. You will be shocked when you see your learners' progress in listening and at blocking things out. In the active listening part, we have bonus for you, which is Mind Map app. We have also provided the tutorial of mind map in Uzbek language to our channel. Here, using mind map app, you can make your students to work in a same way. Well, let's in the passive listening here, listen the half and try to predict answers. Passive listening part automatically links with the second and the third activity, which you in the second you just predicted the rest of the speech, and in the third you just listened and compared your prediction. So for teachers, for you, we are recommending using mind map app platform for your learners to make them listen and create something new for themselves and for their own horizon. So let's continue.
So thank you, Farangis. Am I audible?
Yes.
So now we have already practiced it. We have watched the video. Now it's your turn to suggest example of activities with the help of this video. You have watched this. And now you're going to be divided into 6 rooms, breakout rooms, and you're going to discuss firstly in your group, within your group, and then you're going to coming to this conclusion in one example of creative listening activity to teach your students. First of all, you should focus on your classes, Zoom classes, and then so pay attention. We're not going to give you instructions in breakout rooms. We are going to be spied. So today, Farangis and I will just visit your breakout rooms and observe you. So whether you're using your English or not, so it's our grand rule, don't forget to use your English and to give your examples. So, and we will also try to get who is going to present. So after this discussion, it's about 8 minutes. And after 8 minutes, you are going to ask one presenter from each group to present the activities. So in a 1.5 minutes. We have time, so time limit. Try to consider the time also. So now, Farangis. So we will have 6 session rooms. And Miss Yakut will stay in the main hall.
Please, guys, join to your assigned rooms.
Activities you can design with the help of the video you have watched. So as an example, you may see like you have already kind of practiced it, dictogloss, yeah? And how about other example activities? You can, with the help of the video that you have watched, can you suggest? If you are shy to speak here, you may kind of present your ideas in our chat room. Dears, dears, me phone, I think you would like to say something. Mastura, Nafisa, what are the activities you may create with the help of the video that you have watched? Hello, don't be so passive. Dedrabahan, Maftuna Jamalova, Umida Giyasova, would you like? Umida Giyasova, can you share? Oglanas, can you? Okay, don't be so silent because you need to present your example activities whenever kind of other participants are going to come back.
Can you please explain the task again? Because somebody is asking to repeat it. As
Okay, so we have watched the video about Danajaya, and then the task was first you have practiced the dictogloss activity where we have asked you to take notes all the sentences word by word. And then we checked it, and then we have asked you to get the content of the video, and then you watch it and compare it. And it's high time to kind of present your example activities of listening with the help of the video that you have watched. Is the task clear right now, dears? Dilrabarhan, is the task clear?
yes, it's clear for me, but others are asking about this one in the chat. So I just asked you to explain it one more time.
So as it's clear, let's take the initiatives in your hands and let's just start to create. What are the activities you may create? For example, I use this video in my lessons a lot and I use it for motivating purposes. For motivating my students, I usually put it in my first lesson. And how about you?
Maybe we can take this video as an example